Death Note episode 17. Here we go. We are leaving off with Kira. Well, both Kiras kind of imprisoned, and L trying to finagle and trick them into things. All the while, they've done this deal where they kind of lost their memory, right? Giving up the Death Note thing. So what's going to happen now? I mean, Misa, poor thing, is in there in jail and probably feels like I would if I was put in jail and blindfolded and trapped and accusing me of things like, what the heck? Her memory is gone. She doesn't understand. And same with Light. He's sitting in there purposely so his memory's wiped of all that stuff, trying to convince Kira. But he can recover that Death Note, correct? I think. Mental health? Mental dysfunction? Death Note? Don't forget, if you want this episode or any episode of Death Note, anything else, fully unedited and early, go to Patreon. The VIP tier has it. It has album reactions too. It has chat rooms for everything. It has time to talk with me in the community. It also lets you help us pick the show we're going to watch after Death Note. I can't wait for it. VIP tier Patreon is a great way to support, and we're grateful for that.
You will continue to kill criminals whose names are broadcast. Outside of that, you're free to use the Death Note however you wish. That's the only condition. If everything happens as Light Yagami planned, this should help save Misa.
Was that an instruction from Light?
Do as I say and you'll get what you want. In the end, it works out well for both of us. I suppose for someone in your position, you'd call this good business.
It's been over a month since Kira started killing criminals again. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all the proof I need to be sure that my son isn't Kira. So then all that's left is for you to be sure. One way or another, when I get out of here, it will be with my son.
I know that in the time I've been in prison, no new criminals have died. However, that suggests to me that Kira must be someone who's intimately familiar with my situation. And if
no,
that's
Light. The reason criminals have stopped dying is because you are Kira.
No!
I don't care if he is a suspect. Light still has a right to know that criminals are being killed again.
Amani? Yes? Are you okay? You seem tired.
Poor Misa.
Supposed to be funny.
Saki, you have no reason to keep Light locked up anymore. Do the right thing and let him go. Then we can get the chief out too. Criminals are still being killed, even though Misa and Light haven't had access to any of that information. We know that much already, so what are you waiting for? Kira doesn't kill without good reason. I've heard you say so yourself on more than one occasion.
Oh, I see. If he was able to kill under these circumstances, then he wouldn't have been concerned about those FBI agents in the first place.
Mr. Yagami,
Yes, what is it?
would you be willing to come to headquarters just once? I'd like to discuss my thoughts with you, but it must be done in person. However, above all else, I need to talk to you as Light's father.
Spelling it out. One of the things I notice about L, he appears Spectrum-like to me in terms of his filter and how he communicates and how he interprets and understands. On that autism Asperger spectrum that's super duper wide and long at this point because we know so much more about it, that he doesn't really take things really personally. Like when those guys are coming at him or when people attack him, he really thinks more rationally. So that's the filter a lot of times on the spectrum that people have, which can be great in some circumstances, but not great in relationships a lot of times because you want to see more feeling, you want to see more realness, but that's not always accessible. They can learn when you have that filter, you can learn how to feel and practice more, but it's not as natural. So the good of it is that he doesn't take what a lot of people are saying personally. In fact, he's being really rational about it.
Honestly, all this time I never pictured you as an old man, Mr. Stalker.
I am not your stalker.
Mr.
I'm a
Stalker.
detective with the NPA.
What? Hey,
Oh,
wait.
Light's dad?
I remember now. He told me I was being arrested for being the second Kira.
Oh, he's gonna bring her in. Oh boy.
Misa!
Oh, I missed you so much, Light!
Dad, tell me, what's all this about?
He's your dad?
Let's go. Get in the car.
I was starting to think I'd never get out of there.
Wonder if
Feels
L
good to finally
described
be
what he
cleared.
thought.
No. I am afraid you two are being taken to your execution.
Execution? What the hell are you talking about?
I was convinced that you are Kira, Light, and that Misa Amane is the second Kira. He is convinced that the only way we can prevent the murders is to execute the two of you.
I don't understand. The killings have already stopped.
They want Kira to disappear. No trial, no publicity.
But that's completely insane. Please, Dad, I'm not Kira.
That's right. What kind of a father are you anyway? This is your own son you're talking about.
El made this decision, not me. And his word is absolute.
I know that given the material evidence, this might seem like the only logical solution. But he's making a mistake. How could El come to this conclusion? Something's not right here. It's not like El at all.
That's the truth right there. When I was talking about the spectrum piece, he would rely on the absolute evidence. Like there is no, room for anything other than the accuracy. So he's throwing him off by just making an emotional, personal decision. I just think y'all are the Kiras. So if it doesn't stop, I'm going to be executed. So I'm going to execute y'all. Like very different than what El would ever do. And that's what I think is confusing Light here. But this happens in life, right? With a relationship. Like what the heck is going on here? Now all of a sudden I'm like on a collision course with death.
Where are we right now? Why did you bring us out to the middle of nowhere? What is this?
Wait a sec. I bet he brought us out here to let us go.
This will do. Looks like there's nobody around to see us out here.
What? What are you talking about, Dad? You can't! That's crazy!
Say that! You're only son for El! If you want to die so bad, why don't you... If you do this, you're no different than Kira.
I am nothing like Kira. Either way, you will be executed. At least with this, I'll be the one to do it.
I can't believe this is happening in this show. What is going on?
Light, my son. From one murderer to another, I'll see you in hell.
No, Dad!
No, stop it!
Did that really just happen? From one murderer to another, I'll see you in hell. So he'd be just like his son. What happened?
You used a blank.
Was this a big bluff where he was trying to get him to finally admit, and that was El's plan? Because they don't know that their memories have been wiped. Because if they hadn't been wiped, they might actually have admitted it, but their memories have been wiped. So it's going to blow up El's plan.
You must understand. I only agreed to do this because I believe in your innocence, Light. Were you watching, Ryozaki? I did exactly as you said, and as you can see, I'm still alive.
Yes, it was a convincing performance. With Light in particular, I cannot rule out the possibility that he may have seen through our act at some point. However, as we agreed, I will end their confinement immediately. And as we discussed, Amane will remain under surveillance until Kira is apprehended.
Since I'm not the second Kira, it'll be kind of like having my very own private bodyguards.
As for your part in this agreement, Light, you and I will be together 24/7.
Oh!
And that's how we'll remain until we've brought Kira to justice.
Calling his bluff, even though his mind's wiped. I don't think he knows at this point, right? Anything about the death note. Does he know? He can't know. And then how? I didn't know. I thought when you got the eyes, you could see people's names in their life. But I didn't know she could kill people without even writing it in a death notebook.
So is this what you meant by being together 24 hours a day with him? Looking at you, I never would have guessed. Are you on that side of the fence, Ryuzaki?
I told you I'm
she
not
is
doing
really
this because
sexual
I want
with her.
to, okay?
But life belongs to me. I don't want to share him with you.
The police have already established that it was you who sent those tapes,
Just
so you're lucky to
whines
even
and
be here right
moans.
now. They have every right to keep you in prison.
How could you even say that, Light? In case you forgot, I'm your girlfriend. Don't you trust your own soulmate?
What do you mean soulmate?
It happened in Aoyama on May 22nd, didn't it?
So what?
Why did you choose that day to go to Aoyama? And do you remember what you wore?
It's like I told you. I just happened to go there. I don't know why. I don't remember how I felt, and I don't even know what I was wearing. I mean, I've always been grateful to Kira for punishing the men who murdered my parents. So if I found out that Light was actually Kira, that would be like a bonus for me.
He's putting this together, I think, like, so maybe the reason you met, even though you don't know why, is because you knew he was Kira. And you went to find him. I wonder if Light knows at this point. Elle is like piecing all of this together because part of y'all's memories being erased is not good because you can't cover your tracks. It's like, how'd y'all meet? By circumstance? You actually went and found Light? Like, how's this? Like, there's a reason for that.
Well, Misa, based on what you just told me, there can be no mistake that you are the second Kira. But you've made it so painfully obvious that I don't really want to believe it.
Whatever. It's not believable because I'm not the second Kira, okay?
No, she's a loose cannon.
For the time being, you'll remain under surveillance.
Tells on her.
Because I can get Would you cut it out with all this dating, kissing, and Misa talk already? This is the Kira investigation. Stop messing around!
Sorry about that, Aizawa.
So, Light, are you serious about her?
No way. Like I told you earlier, it's completely one-sided.
Then could you at least pretend to be serious for the sake of the investigation? There are two things I know about Amani for sure. One, that she's involved in this. And two, that she's in love with you.
As much as I want to help you, and as important as the Kira case is to me, I can't manipulate a woman's feelings like that. Please try to understand. To me, exploiting another person's feelings for personal gain is unforgivable, and I won't allow myself to stoop that low.
Is he really thinking that because his brain kind of was wiped and he's the original guy that was there in high school with that original thinking? Because that would make sense if it's his old self and he just doesn't want to do that. Or is he playing a game?
If this is genuine, it not only implies that Amane was being controlled by Kira, but Light Yagami too.
What's wrong, Ryuzaki?
Nothing. I suppose you're right after all. However, considering Misa will have a lot of contact with the public, it would be helpful if you could make sure she doesn't leak information. 23 floors above ground and 2 below. Although it's impossible to see it from the outside, there are 2 helicopters hidden on the roof.
What? That's amazing.
Ideally, I want all of us to spend as much time here as possible. As you can see, it is my intention to solve this case no matter what it takes. That's how it is.
I'm sorry, but how is that an answer?
No, he's right. The mass killings are bad enough already, but personally, I will never forgive Kira for putting my dad and I through this.
Well, this looks like all of us. Let's get started, shall we? We're all here to further the growth of the Yotsuba group by reducing competition. So the question is, who is going to die?
I'm not thrilled that we have to do this every single week.
That was the one that Rem was with. Like, you got to do this with these criminals that are on the news. Outside of that, do whatever you want. And that person, I guess, decided to start killing these business people so they could be one of the main or the only business person. So it's somebody in this room?
One of the people in this room has to be Kira.
There they are.
So, back to business. Does anyone have a proposal?
Human beings are truly disgusting creatures.
So are those people all in on this? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It's a whole nother level. I mean, I'm just getting used to Light, Misa, Elle, like all that whole scenario. And now there's another person, and I'm thinking it's the person that Light used as a substitute. Like, here, you step in. Because can the Shinigami find somebody else as a substitute? Is that what Rem did? Rem found somebody else, maybe? Can't wait to hear that, because now we got business people involved. It's going to twist this thing in a whole new direction. Not just criminals being killed and other, like, wow, even an eye scanner.
Well, looks like this system is going to take some getting used to.
Fine.
Takes all his clothes
How's
off.
this, huh?
It's the Band-Aid.
Good morning.
Oh no, he got in.
Surveillance cameras, huh? Well, since we know Misa has some connection to the second Kira, I guess it does make sense. But for God's sake, Matsuda, would you stop with this Misa crap?
Yeah, sure.
Even if I leave you two alone, I'm still going to be watching on surveillance cameras, so it wouldn't make any difference.
You pervert! Could you stop it with your creepy hobby?
You can call me whatever you like. Last chance for cake. Actually, I'm depressed.
Depressed? What for?
Well, truthfully, all this time I thought that you were Kira, and my entire case hinged on that fact. I guess I just can't get past the fact that my deduction was wrong.
When you can't solve a problem, deduce it, tactically figure it out, it's very frustrating, I think, with his personality, because all the math adds up. And that's why he's saying, I just can't figure this out, because he can't figure out the idea of a death note. He can't figure out the idea of getting rid of the death note and wiping their brain, kind of. He's taking the facts at hand, but they've pulled a fast one on him behind the scenes.
If that's what you think, Misa and I were both Kira during the time that we were being controlled, right?
Yes, I don't think I could have been wrong about that. The two of you are Kira. Based on that evidence, I can only conclude that Kira's power passes between people.
He's figuring
It's
that
an
out.
interesting idea, but if it's true, it'll be nearly impossible for us to catch Kira.
Yes, that's
I
why
should
I'm
figure out why.
overwhelmed.
Ryuzaki.
Huh?
Wow.
Meant it would be pointless for us to make a move, so we shouldn't even bother.
If we don't chase Kira, he'll never be caught. Is that what you want?
Notice how he didn't even
why did you involve all
personally
those
get affected
innocent
by
people?
that. Oh, a kick.
An eye for an eye, my friend.
My goodness, that hurts. Oh, there they go.
I won't be satisfied unless you're Kira. Well, there may be some truth to that. In fact, now that you mention it, you're right. I think I wanted you to be Kira.
Oh, come on, y'all.
Huh? Yes?
Ryuzaki, I've got good news! Misa is #1 in 18 Magazine's reader popularity poll!
Oh, I see.
2 months later. Wow.
Ryuzaki, I know you're not feeling up to it, but come over here for a second. Take a close look at this. It can't be coincidence.
So somehow he's just like researching and found that there's been deaths of business people. Wouldn't you think that would have been on the news too?
Looking back, there have been 13 similar deaths in the past 3 months. Your thoughts? Based on this, I can only conclude that Kira is supporting Yotsuba.
It could be. But if what you're saying is true, we can assume that punishing criminals is not this Kira's real intent.
Well, also, yeah, that it's not just criminals, but since there's 2 Kiras, is there any reason to not think there's 3, 4, 5 multiple Kiras? I mean, there could be.
Right.
It's funny. This is starting to feel too easy. Look at all we've done and no one suspects a thing.
Our stock continues to increase, but we've kept it below the radar.
Indeed. Everything appears to be proceeding according to plan.
You're quite right. We did. The problem was that we named a specific location in Japan. You see, he wasn't even here when he died. I hear he and his mistress were in Italy at the time.
Makes sense. If our request is physically impossible, then
Kira will kill that person using his default method, a heart attack.
Given Kira's
Boy,
history,
they all know
the police
Kira.
are probably still focused on the dying criminals. Quite frankly, if someone was able to trace the deaths of these people back to us, then he'd have to be a god. Besides, we've taken precautions.
We just spoke with the director, and it seems Kira has offered bribes to a number of politicians.
Kira made an offer. As long as the NPA agrees not to pursue him anymore, he won't lay a hand on any politicians.
Aizawa, Matsuda, if
No
you wish
more.
to continue working this case, you'll have to hand in your letter of resignation to the MPA, just as Mogi and I are going to do. Like it or not, you can.
So he wants to keep pursuing it. He's quitting his job to do that. It's that important. But the police have said, we're done. We're not going to pursue this case anymore because we don't want all these politicians to die. How about that, y'all? Oh my goodness.
In a few hours, I'm no longer going to be your chief. However, We all have our own lives.
Yep.
So think it over carefully.
That's true, Chief. Especially if you've got a family to support.
Ryuzaki, as long as I'm alive, you won't be working alone. You have my word on that.
That's right. I'll have Light working with me until I catch Kira, so I won't be alone after all. But as I said, I think the rest of you should remain as police officers.
Well, I suppose what you're saying makes sense. If we're not police officers anymore, we won't be of much use to you. However, we're all personally involved in this. All of us have risked our lives to catch Kira. Doesn't that give us the right to decide whether we stay here or return to the police force?
I'm gonna quit the police and chase Kira too, Chief! And I still have my job as Misa's manager. Besides, if I stayed on as a police officer, I'd feel like a total loser.
Think before you open your mouth, Matsuda.
No kidding. You're getting nothing.
If you remain a police officer, then please don't come back here.
But you know I won't leak any information.
I won't be sharing any of our information.
It's either or.
You're free to pursue Kira on your own if you want to.
We all understand why you've got to do this.
But the chief has a family too.
Our situations are completely different.
Damn it. To leave now after all we've been
Especially
through.
with the son involved.
I said I was prepared to die if that's what it took to catch him, and I meant it.
Ryuzaki, early on in the investigation, you specifically told me that if a task force member were to lose their job under any circumstances, I should make preparations to ensure that their family's financial future was secure. I'm a little curious as to why you're withholding this information.
Oh, he wanted them to be a part of it because they really wanted to be a part of it, not because they thought they'd be secure and have money. Like he wanted them to genuinely be a part of it, like the chief. But these other people, especially these younger people. All right, this is great. This guy, I don't understand this guy at all. He's just a kid. He seems completely immature and not ready for any of that.
Ryuzaki's just not the type to say things directly. You should know that by now.
Yeah, that's right.
No. I was testing you. I wanted to see which one you would choose.
Ryuzaki.
Now I know this for sure.
He doesn't like dealing with
I've always hated Ryuzaki. I hate him and his way of doing things.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Probably
because
best.
I like you, Aizawa.
I just found another one. A general manager of a bank, Yotsuba's biggest competitor. On September 7th, he slipped and fell on the front steps of his house and died. Instantly.
September the 7th was a Friday, wasn't it? After going over this again, I noticed something. All the deaths which are beneficial to Yotsuba are concentrated around the weekends.
Is Kira someone from Yotsuba? Or is Kira simply using Yotsuba? I haven't figured that out yet, but we'll proceed under the assumption that this is Kira's doing. We will focus on Yotsuba.
This is all of the Yotsuba group's employees.
Who is that?
Who are they?
Hold on a sec. Who let them in?
Those two are the newest members of the task force.
My name's Iber. I'm a con man. How's it going?
I'm Weddy, and I'm a thief by trade.
Think of them as professionals of the underworld.
I understand. To investigate Yotsuba, we're gonna need the help of people like this. Let's all do our part and make this happen, okay?
Yeah!
Oh, like...
Yumi. Eriko.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be at work right now? You need to tell me if you're planning to be home for dinner. I just went shopping and I only bought for me and Yumi.
From now on, I can have a break every single week. Now I can go with you to the park. Maybe we can go to the zoo together.
Can't tell if he's conflicted or if he's upset by it. Like feeling like he gave up and quit, or if he's noticing like how much he's missed out on that he gets to do now.
What's wrong, Dad? Mommy, why is Daddy crying?
Can't tell. It's one of the two reasons. That's it? That can't be it. That's... You can't stop in the middle of that. I was just getting into that. Like, okay, where are we going to go with this? Oh, this show. What are we going to do with this show? Light's not intentionally manipulating things to try to keep L on his heels. He's just being himself and trying to figure it out. I wonder if in the end Light is going to catch himself, or if he's going to find his way back to that Death Note. Who knows? Remember, it's not real therapy, just Tom. Break it down, Death Note. If you want to help, check the links. Leave your comments. Go to Patreon, the VIP tier, all the extra content, behind the scenes content, unedited reactions. You get them early. You get album reactions. So much stuff. Chat rooms. It's all a great place to be. Great community. Join us over there. It's a great place. And never forget that mental health matters. We'll see you on the next Reaction Therapy.